But there is one beverage that could amplify protein's effect. Maybe not just one, but one is important, and that's coffee. People think that coffee and the caffeine in it is going to mask your energy problems when you're dieting because energy goes lower, blah, blah, blah. But caffeine naturally boosts movement. So you're neat, moving around, doing stuff that isn't purposely cardio, burns more calories and suppresses appetite. And if you're moving around, you don't generally eat. And research shows this as well. Caffeine increases energy expenditure by like 8 to 11%. Caffeine increased fat burning. So it just makes sense. If you like coffee, just drink coffee. If you have 1 to 2 cups of coffee daily, like black or with low calorie additions, it will increase spontaneous movement. It will reduce appetite and make fat loss process less restrictive. It's like having a tailwind on your fat loss journey. It doesn't do the work for you, but it can make everything else easier. And speaking of making of things easier, here's the food category most people avoid unnecessarily. I once thought that fruit was bad because of sugar and avoided vegetables because they seemed boring. But no one gets obese from eating apples or broccoli. I mean, I probably could, but I've not yet. Fruit and veg is not the problem. Chips, candy, and overly processed foods are. Fruit and vegetables are high in fibre, water, and there's a lot of it for the calories. And studies show increasing low energy dense foods cuts intake by 300 to 400 calories per day. And the satiety index proves it. Potatoes, apples, and beans provide far more fullness per calorie than processed foods. So if you pile your plate high with fruits and vegetables, the fibre will keep you full and you can eat massive portions without breaking your calorie budget. Fruits and vegetables are like packing peanuts for your stomach. They will take up space and they won't add weight to your calorie shipment. But you need to preserve muscle while losing this fat, otherwise it's all just a waste. So that brings us to training. I know it's daily habits, so you don't need to train every day. But when I used to try to lose fat, I thought cardio was enough for fat loss. But when you don't lift those weights during fat loss, you might lose muscle with it. Less muscle means lower metabolism. It means you'll look skinny fat and it makes that weight harder to maintain. And studies show that resistance training during dieting improves fat loss and preserve lean mass. And another trial showed that lifting helps maintain rested metabolic rate whilst dieting. Just makes sense. Just lift some freaking weights. It doesn't need to be daily. It's 10 daily habits. You don't need to do this daily. 3 to 5 times per week is enough. More muscle burns more calories at rest. Gives you the physique that you actually want when that fat comes off. And when it does come off, you're going to look bigger anyway, instead of just a big fat lump. It's like the engine room of your metabolic ship. The bigger and stronger it is, the more fuel that you'll burn, even when you're anchored. But training is just 1 hour per day. The other 23 hours matter more than you think. And I used to think that I would lift weights and my calories would be like 700 gone. And then spend the other 23 like sat on the couch because recovery. NEAT, or non-exercise activity thermogenesis, like fidgeting, walking, cleaning, taking stairs, burns more calories than formal exercise for most people. Not per minute, but you've got 23 hours to do it. And a landmark Mayo Clinic study found that lean people stood and walked 152 minutes more per day, which burns around about 350 extra calories compared to those obese fatties that just can't move. So add steps throughout the day. Take the stairs, park further away, all the generic nonsense. Every single small movement adds up to hundreds of extra calories per day without formal exercise. It's like compound interest. Small deposits throughout the day create massive returns throughout the day. And finally, the most important habit happens at every single meal. I used to, and still do, clean my plate every single meal, no matter what. That finish everything mentality makes me stuffed instead of satisfied. So what I do now is measure. Portion size research shows that people eat 30% more when served bigger portions, regardless of those hunger levels. To achieve this, try practicing eating until you're comfortable, not stuff. And then you're allowed to leave food on your plate. Rate your hunger from 1 to 10. Stop eating at like 7 to 8. This simple awareness can cut hundreds of calories daily. Your satiety signals are like a fuel gauge. If you learn to stop, at 3/4 instead of waiting for the overflow alarm, you're gonna save calories. And that's all well and good, but what makes me the most angry is that the diet industry has convinced you that this doesn't work and that you need to buy some stuff from them. Extreme diets are not sustainable. Supplements mainly don't work. Programs ignore basic human psychology. Most diets fail long term. People will regain that weight between 1 and 5 years. Meanwhile, sustainable weight loss is boring. It's daily habits that work automatically, and there's no drama, there's no extreme restrictions, and there's no expensive products unless you want them. But that boring doesn't sell. Sustainable doesn't create urgency, and habits don't require monthly purchases. So they'll keep you on that yo-yo diet cycle and buy the next quick fix whilst ignoring the simple systems that work long term. So here is exactly what works. In that video is everything that you'll ever need to know to set up your diet. It's boring. The video is good. The concepts are boring. But if you want to reach your goals, watch it, implement it, and come back in 6 months and tell me how much weight you've lost. See you in the next one.